Today we're going to go through 3 tips on how to send an effective mass email communication. There's a couple different ways to look at this, but you want to have these 3 things in order when you go to send a mass email or broadcast email communication. The first thing is, do you have a strategy behind what you're sending? Is the content that you're sending out matching up with what your objective is? If it's a sales email, does the sales content match up? If it's just an email to gather more information, are there clear steps listed in what you need these people to do? So make sure you have a strategy in place. Along with that, make sure you have your distribution list in place as well. This is a big part of your strategy. Make sure you have a clean, up-to-date distribution list of emails you're going to send to. And finally, with the strategy part, you need to make sure, as far as when you're sending it, what time of day, what part of the week you're going to send it at. There's good tips on when to send this and when not to, so make sure it's not first thing in the morning. It's not at the end of the day on Friday. We look about middle of the week, sometime after lunch, so it's at the top of their inbox when they get back. So first tip is strategy. Second tip is the actual email content. Again, you want to make sure that the content matches up with the message and the objective you're trying to do as part of your strategy. Make sure the content there is clearly readable, easy to navigate through, and that there's not too much. Nobody likes reading a ton of email content. Also make sure there's an opt-in or opt-out message. You want to let your audience know that they can opt out of getting any of these emails in the future. Final thing with content is the placement and images of the content overall. Make sure you don't use a lot of long paragraphs. Bulleted information is best, and don't have the email start with a picture right on top. Make sure everything right at the top, what they can see, is what you need them to see right away in order for them to take that next step. The third tip in sending broadcast emails and mass emails effectively is having some kind of tracking for your email. You want to make sure that these emails are working for you. So have some tracking in place to where you can see who's opening it, who isn't opening it, what emails are working and what aren't as far as email addresses that are active and valid. Make sure you can see how many times somebody looks at this, or if they're not looking at it at all. You can track links within the email, you can track picture downloads. Make sure you have some type of tracking set up. So in review, the 3 tips for sending effective mass email communications is 1, have a strategy in place. 2, make sure all the content is relevant and it's telling the right story. And 3, have some kind of tracking in place so you can send these out as effective as possible and build on them from one to the next. These have been 3 tips for sending effective email communications.